Professor Wettach, I wanted to start with you. Can you share more about the purpose of an amicus brief and why you thought it was important for the clinic to submit one in this case?
Sure. So an amicus brief, otherwise known as a friend of the court brief, is a supporting brief. It's filed by parties who are not the main parties in the case, organizations or individuals that have an opportunity to share with the court some different perspectives that were not made available by the main parties, or to signal to the court the importance of a case. So this case was, as you said, Bruno v. Northside, was a case that raised an issue about the interpretation of a provision of the federal special education law, and it affects children all over the country. This one in particular raised the issue of what is known as comparable services protection. And that's a protection that comes into play when children move from one school district to another, which is, of course, millions of children every year who move. And the protection is that the new school district is required to provide immediately upon enrollment services that are comparable to the ones that the child was getting in the previous school district. So because this is of national importance and it connects directly with the main work that the Children's Law Clinic does, which is protecting and enforcing the federal rights for the children who we represent, we thought it was important to get involved.
And why is the comparable services provision an important federal protection for students with disabilities?
Yeah, so to Professor Wettach's point, it's really important that when these students are moving, that their special education plans from their previous schools are continued during this interim period when they move to a new school, while the new school has an opportunity, if they want to or need to assess the students' needs and then provide a new plan if necessary. This is especially important for students who are highly mobile. And so the student in this case was in a military family, and so is likely to move 2, 3, 4, up to 5 or 6 times even during his K through 12 career. It's also really important for students who have non-voluntary moves, such as students who are in the homeless a homeless population or in the foster care system, or just students whose families are living in poverty and are more inclined to move frequently. And so the purpose of the provision is to provide that continuity of care so that their special education services are maybe one out of very few things that can continue throughout this sometimes rocky transition.